He comes from a lineage of great sages, yogis, and saints from India. He began his spiritual journey at the age of 7 and was fully realized by the age of 14. During this time, he delved into different practices and acquired mastery over Tantra, Mantra, Yantra, Aghori practices, and Yaksha sadhana. He was a siddha, and many masters, saints, and sages used to visit him in solitude to gain wisdom and guidance from him since the tender age. Although he has been helping humanity since childhood, he never disclosed this part of him to the world, and only the advanced yogis and masters were aware of his divine presence. Only in the last 2 years he chose few people from the world and started guiding them in their spiritual paths, and those who have been closely associated with him have witnessed many miracles in his presence. Despite being a family person, he is a yogi and intends to help people entangled in this world achieve Jivan Mukti, liberation while being alive. He is truly in the world but not of the world, and if you really want to understand him, look him beyond his physical appearance and just sit with him, and you will never be the same again. In his presence you will transcend your body and mind and experience the state of Sat, absolute truth, Chit, pure consciousness, Ananda, eternal bliss. Let us fold our hands in front of his divinity and with a heart filled with gratitude and love welcome our spiritual guru, the realized soul, and our enlightened master, Guru Meenakshi Mishra.
I would like to request Vinit to take over the meeting.
Thank you, Haribhai. Om Ganapate Namah. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Akanda Mandala Akaram, Vyaptam Yena Characharam, Tatpadam Darshitam Yena, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Brahmanandam Paramasukadam, Kevalam Jnanamurtim, Vishvatitam Gagana Sadhusam, Tattvamasyaadilaksham. Ekam nityam vimalamachalam, sarvadi sakshibhutam, bhavatitam trigunarahitam, sadgurum tanmamami. Ajnanatimirandasya, jnananjalashalakaya, chakshurunmilitam yena, tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So, thank you all. Welcome to this meeting. So, there are countless experiences with this, like the travel with this Guruji when started with him. So each experience that has engraved deep in my heart. I would like to share 2 of those experiences which we had in the past Kashi tour, which I would like to treasure in my life forever. So the first experience is on the 3rd day of our journey. So we were in Prayagraj. So the morning we all woke up around 7:30. So we visited the Shakti Peeth, the sacred place, Alopi Devi temple. So we all went inside one by one, completed our darshan. Then we came outside. Then Guruji told, please sit down where you are and close your eyes. Then I started, I sat in one corner last. So Guruji started the process. So I felt like I thought like he had a camphor in his hand for the process. So he used the camphor. So we all were closing our eyes. And then he came to me and touched my forehead. In the very instant, at the point when he touched near my 3rd eye, I felt something miracle happened. This I would like to share, compare with when we all know that scuba diving. So we use that mask oxygen mask, we go deep inside the water. So when we take oxygen inside, blow our carbon dioxide out, and you see the bubbles rising up, 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 up. At that instinct, the same thing happened inside me. The bubbles were rising from the bottom of my spine, slowly, one by one by one, coming to the top of my spine, back of my head. At that moment, like, what's just happening inside me? I cannot explain, like, was like floating. The complete body was floating. And this was the speechless. Like, I was like calm inside. I can see the bubbles going up, going up, going up. It was the first experience. And the second one was the ultimate one. This was like happened when we were visited the Kashi Vishwanath temple. Like the first day we had the Kashi Vishwanath darshan, and the second day we booked the Abhishekam. So we went in the early morning for the Sparsh darshan. So we went inside. That's Sparsh, like that's the lingam. At that moment, I saw Guruji's face on the lingam. Like I had all the goosebumps complete in my body. Then we all came out. Guruji was standing. We all were standing around him, taking his blessings. I was on my knees with folded hands, like tears in my eyes. I just said inside my heart, thank you so much for bringing me here. Like I felt he was the divine Shiva energy in the holy place. And I just want to tell everyone, like every second with his being with him is a miracle, alive, divine. And to witness this experience and the magic all the time, we should stay connected with him, where no matter where we are. These are the two experiences I felt. And I have many more. Like how many times I meet him, he gives the more experiences. And it was a pure joy with him. Thank you. So with this, like I would like to start Jaap process, and I request to light up the diya. And if you have the tup stick or the agarbatti, you can light up. So I'm starting the process. Om Batuk Bhairavaya Nama. 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 ओम बटुक भैरवाय नमः। 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 ओम बटुक भैरवाय नमः।
Yeah, you can continue one more mala.
Yeah. ओम बटुक भैरवाय नमः। 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 Om Batuk Bhairavaya Nama. 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 Om Batuk Bhairavaya Nama.
Thank you, Vineet. Thank you for sharing your experience and also leading today's Mantra Jaap. I don't know whether Guruji has little time to take up any questions. Manasi, is there any possibility where we can take questions today?
ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणी नमोऽस्तु ते अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री महादेवाय नमः तस्मै श्री सदाशिवाय नमः सर्वं सर्वात्मकं शिवम् अहं ब्रह्मास्मि. So, welcome all. Thank you, Vineet, for sharing that. And when I was chanting that mantra, that Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam, and when I was there in that valley of Kailash, it exactly felt like that. Wherever you go, whatever you see, whether you dip your hand into something or something falls on you, it all feels like Shiva. It all feels like it is all there. So I know people will be eagerly waiting, like what happened in Kailash, what happened in Mansarovar. So I'll take a little time, if you have, to share a little bit about that. Pouring that into one session is quite impossible. And without saying that, I cannot say. That's another thing. So when I was there up in the mountains, yes, शिव का जो स्थान है वो आसान नहीं होता, ये मान के चलो. It will test you in all ways, in all forms, in all, जितने तरीके से आपका टेस्टिंग हो सकता है उसने किया है. And to be true, till now I have not gotten my appetite back. I don't feel like eating. I still don't feel like eating, and don't think like my energy is down or I don't have power to do the things or no, nothing as such. ऐसा लगता है कि बिना खाने पीने के भी चल सकता है. It can go along. मानो ना मानो किसी ना किसी तरीके से बैरागी बना देता है. That's what I can assure you, because what we like is good food. You put anything in front of me, I'm eating that, but there is no taste in that anymore. नहीं, I am not, I don't have any fever, I don't have any kind of, लोग कहते हैं ना टेस्ट चला गया और स्मेल चला गया तो कुछ बीमारी है. नहीं, nothing as such. But it feels like everything has lost its taste by visiting that place. It's such a space where you are sitting and you don't have any kind of facilities all around you, but everything is taken care of. At times it becomes tragic when you cannot eat food. You don't, it's not that food is not there, food is abundant, but you will not eat. Then you are in a room full of people whom you see their oxygen levels are falling down. They are being given oxygen in the same room. Some people are carried into emergency, and you are just sitting there and watching everything. You see small little children jumping around and going into the Kailash, and strong people not able to make till 4 kilometers of walk. That was quite amazing. And the day when we were traveling, we were walking through. After we crossed over, it was heavy rains, and it was pretty typical situation out there. But the best thing is when you go for the parikrama, you see all the 4 faces of Kailash. It's like total complete surround going around the Kailash. Good part, bad part, sad part. There were 33 people, only 12 made. 13 people or 12 people made the parikrama, not into the complete, but onto the second day only. Pura 40 kilometers ka tha. So the first day you climb up 12 kilometers, the second day you climb up 22 kilometers further, and from the third day on, you come down. But during that first day itself, you will have the first Sparsh Darshan. Sparsh Darshan of Kailash. It's literally touching Kailash. That's how it is. The Kailash mountain, if you go and you see, how many times you might have seen the photos, you might have seen the images, how many times go and stand in front of it, that many times you'll feel like again and again. There is absolutely simple mountain, but that mountain is so gigantic. None of the mountain look like it. It is all surrounded by other mountains, but its color is absolutely different from everyone. उसका रंग सबसे अलग है. And it is always, always, always filled with snow. And we could see the 3 phases of Kailash. And the experiences of the people, those who were with me, quite different, because some people could connect with me and some could not. Because none of us, I was not sharing like, okay, so this is me, this is that. Throughout the journey, I was trying to help people in some or other way. किसी को ग्लास का पानी देना, किसी को ब्रेकफास्ट लाके देना, telling what is the importance of this thing and that thing, even to make somebody wear their shoes. किसी को जूता पहनाना. So I've done all of it. So whatever was done, whatever in the way, none of them knew who I was. And how does it matter? Because when you are in Kailash, there were experiences, people, especially when you ask Simi, she will tell you, like, she had the greatest of the experiences ever. She always keeps on saying that, okay, so everybody gets experience, what about me? So this time she cannot deny that what the experiences that she had. Might be when you meet her or one fine day when you get time, just talk to her, she might tell you. But I can tell you one thing. There was one particular place called as Darchen. In Darchen, there is a place called as Ashtapad. Ashtapad is nothing but the जैन के जो तीर्थंकर हुए उसमें से 8 तीर्थंकर की वहां पे समाधि है. So when you go to that particular place, you are standing in front of Kailash. There is a way, if you walk, you will reach that, but it is too much of restrictions from the government out there. But you still sit there and you are just in front of Kailash. So I asked them to sit in front of me and I started doing a process. When I started doing the process, she was just looking at the Kailash mountain in front of her. And then she didn't told anything to me. I didn't said that watch this or try to figure out this or that. Nothing was there. And he narrated everything after she had those experiences when we came out of that place. So see that the first thing, like people keep on saying that they see Shiva's face, Nandi's face, and all those things in Mount Kailash. Can I see anything was her question. The moment I started the process, she's seeing, looking at this mountain, and what she saw is a small little shivling appearing in that mountain. The first time she saw that, she was not able to really agree that what she is seeing is true or false. वो जो देख रही है वो सही है या बस आंखों का धोखा है, उसको समझ में नहीं आ रहा. So she looked at her for quite some time. Then suddenly it disappeared. The shivling disappeared. After that, what she saw is the face of Ganesha that appeared on that. If you go, you will see face of Ganesha anyways. It is very evident for everyone, you can see. Then there is a face of Hanuman. Then after that, she saw a big, everything is coming, appearing on that Kailash and disappearing. And then a big snake, जो नाग होता है ना, जैसे it came, like she's like, the entire mountain looks like a snake to her now. Now when all these things were happening, she said, suddenly her mind, she said, this is how she narrated, suddenly मेरे मन में आया कि अरे सब आ रहे हैं मगर देवी कहाँ है. That very moment something changed. Mount Kailash is there, a cloud comes. Okay. And in that cloud now, it is half covering the Mount Kailash. And in that cloud, what she sees? Again a shivling appears. And below that appears the Devi with 10 hands. She could not imagine like what's happening. She literally tried to rub her eyes to see what she is seeing is true or not. But she could see like, and that very moment she shouted, oh, oh hey, hey, hey. And she shouted like she's there, she's there, she's there. And she could see like the shivling above and the Devi completely standing in the form with 10 hands in front of her, smiling. Then she folded her hands, looked back, she was still there for some time. After that, that disappeared and finally appeared a trident, a trishul. Then she bowed down, and that's how her experiences was there. And that very moment I asked, did you saw it? That very moment she was not able to say anything else beyond any point. And it was all sunny at that time. Then I said, okay, so whatever you are seeing, it might be, you might think like it is a creation of your mind. But do you want to really test whether it is hearing you or not? क्या तुम्हें सुन पा रहा है या नहीं? And that very moment says, yes. How would I know that it is hearing? I said, okay, very good. So that very moment I started another process, just left, raised the hand, and suddenly it started thundering. धूप है, कुछ बारिश का नामो निशान नहीं है, और अचानक से थंडर का साउंड आने लगता है. I said, so what's happening there? So I said, is this enough or you need more of it? And they said, no, no, a little bit more sound would good. Then I said, okay, so let's raise my hand again. So I raised my hand again, just did like this. And then it keep on rumbling as if somebody is playing with the drums. So क्या होता है, डमरू बजा जैसा sound हो रहा है. And then finally I asked, is it enough? They said, no, how would we know that he blessed us? I said, okay. So then the only thing that I could do is raise both the hands. And the moment we raised both the hands, it rained. It absolutely rained. And we were standing there like when everyone was running for shelter, we were standing there in the rain for some time. I said, don't run away. Accept the blessings the way it is coming. Let the clothes get wet rather than let the soul get wet with its presence. And that was her experience. The Mount Kailash. Like traveling, to be true, let me tell you, it is the parikrama is not for everyone. मान के चलो, और दिल के अंदर कोई, like you should not keep any, वो क्या कहते हैं, गुमान रखना यार, why can't I go? No, जितना दिख गया उतना काफी है. That's what you should know. Because you will see death, you will see things happening so badly in front of you. पूरा वैराग्य लेके आ जाएगा आपके अंदर वो. Then there was a freaking experience at Mansarovar. The way the stars were appearing and dipping into the water, going back, is something to be seen. And there were other people, those who were there outside, and there were few people whom I was guiding. We were sitting inside the room and doing that because it was raining outside, but some people, they went out. Throughout the night, they could only see one shining star. But the people, those who were being guided in the room, they saw many, might be 8 to 10. That sharing would be done, might be little later. But you should see, it is the day. I said, like, it was raining, so there is no stars in the sky. It is all cloudy. And it is raining, and the people have said, oh, we came for this particular day and now it is raining, what to do? Nothing to be done. I said, wait, let the night come. And we went to sleep. The alarm was given for 1 o'clock, woke up, again slept off. And at 2 o'clock, we woke up again. And then when we woke up at 2 o'clock, what we see is on that particular day, it is said that Shiva and Parvati appears. And they did. You know how? Exactly the place, like if you are on the other side of Mansarovar, exactly opposite to that is Mount Kailash. And when you are looking towards Mount Kailash is also covered with clouds, but two stars appeared. One brighter, one a little smaller by its side. And they came the first and they went the last. They were there till the early morning hours. We started from 2 o'clock till 4:30, we were experiencing all these things. And whatever we were seeing, like, you cannot even imagine. Some people would say, oh, so there was a vehicle coming, so the lights would have come. I said, okay, which vehicle has single light? And who is driving bikes on Mount Kailash is the question now. So when it is happening in such a way, you'll be amazed, like they two appear. And now to on the other side, there appeared a group of stars, like a circle kind of thing. They appeared. They don't just came down because it is all cloudy. They just appeared like this. And when the people were there in the room, I said, okay, count them if they are 7 or not. Initially they could not believe, but when they counted, they were 7. They were blinking together. I said, do you know who they are? Then with every mantra, everything was appearing one by one. And we are taking one particular deity name, giving a mantra, doing a process, appears. And it does not just appear like a small little star. It appears with a full force of light, as if somebody has lighted up something. And it's still there, dims a little bit because it's going into the water. Again comes out, brightens up and vanishes. Then I was asked, like, if Shiva and Parvati is there, where is Ganesh? I said, okay, just give me a minute's time. And suddenly, just by the side of Parvati, the bigger light, the smaller light, by the side of Parvati, one red star appeared. Red star, and it is red. It is not white. It is red. And in that space, it stayed there for a long time. Then somebody asked, okay, where is Kartikeya? I said, okay, Kartikeya should appear. Give me 2 minutes time. Then again, one more light comes on the Shiva's side. It is there. Then say, where is Ashok Sudhir? Okay, I said, it might not be that bright. Again, a small little star appears. And I'm saying appearing because it is no more, nothing is there in the sky. It is all clouded. So in that moment, like these things came and went on and on and on. Then somebody asked me, like, okay. So there was a doctor in the group and they asked, like, can I see Krishna? I said, Krishna would be a little darker, so you might not see. But if you want to see Narayan, I can help you. I said, okay, whichever comes. I said, okay. And they were thinking like, it is all my doing. Because I was saying it is coming. I said, okay, so let me tell you the mantra and you do the mantra and see whether it is appears or not. I gave the mantra. Within a minute's time, such a bright star came, like the brightest among all. And she could not stop. Oh, it appeared, kind of thing. How can this mantra work this way? I said, no problem. So for some time, it there. Then this doctor had to go out. She wanted to see the moon in the sky, it seems. When she went out, those were in the room, I said, she's chanting the mantra there. So when she comes back, I said, okay, so you are chanting the mantra still? He said, how do you know? I said, okay, so look there now. The moment she did the mantra again one more light came up. And that very said, okay, brighter and brighter. The more I'm saying, the brighter it is becoming brighter and brighter. Then when it is fully brighter, I say, okay, go. And it vanished. So she could not believe what she is seeing. She finally said, I don't know how science can prove this. I don't know whether I can tell people this, what I am seeing is right. I'm not sure whether people will believe me or not, but what I'm seeing now is truth. Because it is happening in front of me. I cannot deny this. I don't know how it is happening. Then there was another person in the room. They said, okay, so I have heard that the stars take a dip, do the parikrama of Kailash and go off. I said, yes. After telling, she went out. And this doctor was there in the room. And I said, okay, so now you see what happens. And literally I took a minute's time, and after that a star came. It dipped into the water, it became dim. It came up and went like this across the Kailash, as if it took a circle around it and went off. And she could not believe what's happening now, because no bike can go that way, no car can dim like this. And she was there until the other person enters into the whole room and she shouts, whatever you asked, it happened. I saw that. Actually, the star took a parikrama of Kailash and went off. This went on for from 2 to 4:30. This was going and happening and all these things. Then, like you might have heard that there are lake, Mansarovar Lake. So when you are in the Mansarovar Lake, but they don't come near you. They stay away in the mid of the water and something. The very next day morning, everybody was packing their things. I've done my packing. The moment I went down, they all came. I have a small little video. And they were there with them. When other people start coming from the stairs, they went off. So there are experiences to share. Yesterday, these are all the experiences of those people. What's your experience? So I was narrating that. I said, it would be a little poetic if I say that. Would actually make you understand what it is all about. As if look at it as if it is.
Manaji, I think your mic is getting little disturbed.
Okay, so now
it's clear. Yeah, it's clear.
That's what I say. It would be a little poetic when I say, when you are in Mount Kailash, don't look at it. Allow it to enter into you. And you don't enter into the valley. Actually, the valley comes to you. You know what your condition would be? When you are in that particular space, it would be like a question being asked, whom do you belong to? Just like if you look at the cloud and ask, to whom does the cloud belongs to? The earth or the sky? Does it belong to the earth or does it belong to the sky? Then you will come to realize that the Kailash mountain has lifted you up to a certain level, just like the cloud has been lifted. No more of the ground. It is neither of the sky. Do you still have the problem with the voice? Because it is going and off and on. Okay, so let me retry that.
Okay, it's okay, Manaji.
Okay, so now is it clear?
Yes,
Okay.
Manaji.
So whom does the cloud belongs to? In that same way, you will be asking a question, whom do you really belong to? You are far off in that place, away from your family, away from all the worldly things, no thoughts of the worldly things as well. It's as if like the pull of the earth, the pull of the Maya has left you and the hands of the divine has lifted you to a certain space. Just like the cloud floating in the sky, it is not of the sky, not of the earth. It stays there up until it decides to fall back to the ground again. Similarly, when you are in Kailash, you are just like that cloud floating, where the worldly things does not matter. And it's like the divine is holding you in its arms until you decide to come back. And when you decide to come back also, you will not just fall like a water droplet. You would fall in such a way that quenches the thirst of this earth. Who goes there never returns the way they went. There are so many restrictions. There are so many things that you cannot do there. But who can stop the heart? It's like you go there and stand in front of it, and it looks as if we have all heard that how long Parvati has done tapas to reach out to Shiva for years and years. But now when you look at Mount Kailash, it looks as if it is still doing the tapas for you. And that's how you don't see the mountain sees you. You don't try to hold that mountain in your hands. The mountain holds your heart. That space, that moment you are looking at it, it's not that you're only seeing it with your open eyes. The moment you close your eyes, it appears within you. What has changed? What has happened? What has moved? Might be the moving has disappeared and the stillness has appeared within you. When you go, you see how beautifully these things have been arranged. When you go, the first moment when you are going through that space, what you see is the Rakshasthal. Rakshasthal is nothing but the space where Ravan did the tapas. And he was doing it out of ego. And because he was doing it out of ego, he said like, okay, no, let me take Shiva along with me this time. That was the place where Ravan sat and did that. So what is that lake all about? The lake is all about ego. And it is said, if you really look into that river, into that Rakshasthal, if you look deep within that, within a few minutes, you'll start having all the negative thoughts in you. And that's why it is filled with ego. This represents the things that we hold on to. This represents all the things that we feel like, okay, so this is mine, that's my ego. Then once you cross ego, then only you will reach out to Manasarovar. Means, if you don't leave Rakshasthal, you cannot reach Manasarovar. What is Manasarovar? Manasarovar means the manas of Brahma. Brahma का जो मन से जो रचना की गया, वो है Manasarovar. That is the mind. So once you transcend your ego, you can see your mind. Because when the mind is clouded with ego, the mind does not work. So once you went away from the Rakshasthal, the ego, you reach out to Manasarovar. But when you look at Manasarovar, what happens? It is all waves because of the wind. That means you have transcended the ego, you are in the mind, but the mind is filled with ripples of thoughts and worries. And when the mind is filled with ripples and thoughts and worries, it cannot see the consciousness. The consciousness cannot appear. Just like the motion of the Mansarovar lake, the mind is freckled. And that's why what I look beyond that, if you go beyond the mind, then you will go reach the consciousness. That's Mount Kailash. And because there are ripples in the mind, the reflection of the consciousness does not fall on the mind. But let's say the water becomes still. The reflection of Kailash will fall into the Mansarovar lake, and you can clearly see that. So what is the journey? They said like you should transcend the ego, go to the mind, still the mind so that the consciousness appears. And once you have consciousness appeared in your mind, you go beyond the mind and reach out to Shiva in the form of Kailash. Because he is the ultimate consciousness. And that's how you reach to Kailash. And when I look at the clouds again, and I still ask the question, whom does the cloud belongs to? And then I look at you and ask the question, whom do you belong to? Does the cloud belong to the earth? Does the cloud belong to the sky? Do you belong to this world or do you belong to the divine? Many a times it has lifted you up. Many a times you question. Many a times that query appears. But trust me, if you allow that consciousness to brighten within you, if you allow that mountain to have a space, you don't have to do anything. You just have to open the doors of your heart. The moment you open that, it is already there. That stillness, that presence of that divine, it's gigantic. You won't believe like what happened yesterday when I was just a day before. In the morning, I started from China, had the breakfast there. Okay. So breakfast in China, snacks in Tibet, lunch in Nepal, and dinner in India. That's how the journey was. 4 countries in one single day. And we took everything. Started, breakfast ho gaya, started in a vehicle in a Range Rover, went to a particular place, started walking, crossed the river. After that, took a chopper. After that, took a chartered plane. After that, the chartered plane left us somewhere, and then we took a flight. Then the flight left us another place. From there, we took a Travera. From that Travera, we went to the hotel, had something, and then again took a flight. Drove for 4 hours in another hotel, and then took 4 countries in one single day.
No, Manaji. I need to check your mic.
Okay. So is it
Yes, yes,
available?
yes, 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 yes.
That's what I was saying. You have experienced all the things in one single day. But in that entire journey, the thing that I carry, I thought like when I will not be able to walk, I might walk on behalf of you. I would take the help of your feet to walk. But his benevolence is amazing. He did not allow to walk. And then there were people in the group whom you look at them and think they had all the complaints in the world. They all were there and they were not there in the. Literally, the guide said, "Aap Kailas Mansarovar aaye ho ya hotel ghumne?" Literally, he had to say that. They're fighting for everything. When everybody was worried looking at them, and I was thinking like, wow, what a benevolent Shiva could be. ऐसे लोगों को भी लेके आ जाता है. Means he has given them a chance, but he lost it. And trust me, out of 33, only 12 or 13 could go for the parikrama. Rest even could not leave the hotel. अब पैसा हो सकता है आपके हाथ में, आपके पास खर्चा करने की क्षमता हो सकती है, लेकिन उस तक पहुंचने की क्षमता उसके हाथ में है, आपके हाथ में नहीं है. Literally, you would not believe. I have seen dogs doing parikrama. The people, those who went with us, they could not do the parikrama. Think how devastated these people could be. कुत्ते परिक्रमा लगा रहे, इंसान नहीं जा पा रहे, ये किस तरीके के इंसान है? Then I look at the horses and think, look at these horses. Every single day they are doing parikrama, still left as a horse. How about those people, those who went there and they only saw beautiful water, beautiful mountain and came back? They were experiencing what the truth about it is. That's where something is very important. It's not about what you see. It is said, through whose eyes you see that. I still remember one beautiful thing, like when Krishna was saying about Bhagavad Gita, there were two people listening to that, right? One was Krishna listening from, one was Arjuna listening from Krishna, and the other was Dhritarashtra listening from Sanjaya. At the end, when Krishna completed Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna stood with folded hand and said, "Now I know everything is you. There is no doer in me. I will go and fight." And then there was Dhritarashtra. He said, "Look at Krishna, how cunning he is." Arjuna did not want it to fight, but he motivated him to fight. Can you see? It is not about the knowledge of the giver. It is the knowledge of the receiver. It's not the knowledge of the teacher. It's the knowledge of the student. So वहां कैलाश बैठा है गुरु बन के. Do you have that knowledge to accept its wisdom in you? It will distract. It will deviate. It will create situations that you'll feel like running away, and write it down, you will feel like running away. And the moment you are running away, you turn around and see, you still see it shining there. You go wherever you go, it's still, you can see it somehow, somewhere. So, what's my experience with Kailash? My experience with Kailash is the question that I asked him. Because it asked me a question that go and might be narrate that there. And it asked, whom do you belong to? आप किसके हो? इस जहां के हो या उसके हो? ये माया के हो या उसके हो? Might be just like the water boils and it becomes evaporated into the sky and becomes the cloud. Might be these Wednesday and sessions and Thursday sessions and Sunday sessions are just like the boiling points where you evaporate, you become the cloud. When you become the cloud, ask yourself, whom do you belong to? And it's like unspeakable. The moment you sit there and you just close your eyes and you allow that mountain to appear within you. If you do it right now, you can have the same feeling. It's all about not entering into the valley, allowing the valley to enter into you. Not climbing up to that mountain, allowing that mountain to appear within you. And all that goes on within you is Har Har Mahadev, Har Har Mahadev, Har Har Mahadev. No hunger, no desire, no thoughts. यही तो लक्षण होते हैं बैरागी के, और क्या होता है? Many of you might have thought that why I didn't took you along with me. But I'm happy that I did not took you along with me. You can ask me why. Because the conditions out there conditions are so very that it would not have been easy for any one of us to be there. But now we know where to go, where not to. There were like old people at their 70s, they could do the parikrama, walking. There were people Those who were doing the Dandavat Parikrama, complete Dandavat Parikrama, especially the Tibetan people, across the 40 kilometers, Dandavat Parikrama kar rahe. They are in their old age. They are able to do that. And there was a 20-year-old boy in our hotel. They were from another group. The first day he went up, he had some issues with his breathing. So he was brought back to the hospital down. Again, the next day he said, oh, I will go again. He went the second day. He went up. And the third day when he returned, he is not able to recognize anyone. Not even his parents, not even anyone. He's not able to recognize them. Again, he was admitted to the hospital. There is nothing else, but that is called as the mountain sickness that happens for a certain time. There you are in that room and you look at the people, the oximeter shows 43, 42 of people. And they are still ready to walk. They are still ready to do the parikrama. Things are not very easy out there. But that's what I say, Shiva is not easy. If you really want to find him in that space, you have to do your tapas. You have to do that sadhana, then only you reach it. And as you know, शब्द कमजोर होते हैं. And we were lucky enough to visit the Shakti Peeth of Vak Devi. So, amazing trip. I always used to say to Haribhai that one day we traveled from Hyderabad. We went from Hyderabad to Bangalore, Bangalore to Chennai and further. So in one day we covered 4 states. Now I can say in one day I have covered 4 countries. But that stillness that has appeared. It's just like you just sit there and nothing is needed. You know what happens? You somehow disappear within your own self. You know, you are no more there, not even in that body. And you know what happened? One more person, he was an old man, he went into the mountains. Because of oxygen problem, he was traveled in a emergency exit vehicle. You know what he said? The moment he arrived at the hospital, he is asking the nurses, why are you bringing my dead body to this place? You should have left this dead body in that mountain itself. He is alive and he's saying this, कि तुम मेरा मृत शरीर यहाँ क्यों लेके आए हो, वही छोड़ देना था. Now what he must have experienced, think of. He thinks he has already died. And he's saying, why are you bringing this body back here? Some people see tragic in it, some people see magic in it. And all that I could see is Shiva in action and in every reaction. वो आपका खाना छुड़वा देगा, आपकी सांसें छुड़वा देगा, अपने पास रख लेगा. It's not that food is not there, you will not eat. It's not that oxygen is not there, you will not breathe. And the best part I could see is when people's breath are coming down, I could see Simi's breath was going up. Like the more and more we are going up, her oximeter shows better and better results. And I'm better than me. Better than the Sherpa. The Sherpa's breathing was 88, her is 94. So millions of experiences out there, but more than that, anything. Yeah, the nails do grow faster. And you just sit there. And if you are no more there, you become that Kailash, or that Kailash becomes you. It feels like just sitting like this. It might be dangerous for many people. Because if they start sitting just like this, what would happen to their world? Then I ask the question, whom do you belong? If my silence make you feel the vibes of that space, the stillness of that space, then my visit was worth. If you still just sit at your home and you find that stillness in my words, it was worth going there. Now the question appears, will I go or not? Of course you will, and in a better way, because now we know the loopholes you should not go where and where you should go. That truly you can ask, like when people say, no, what has happened to you? And then I remember my write-up and I say like, होता होगा सर्दी जुकाम लोगों को, हमको तो शिव हुआ है. हुआ है लोगों को सर्दी जुकाम बुखार सब हुआ. वहां पे सबको सब कुछ हुआ है. हमें शिव हुआ है. Sitting among all that chaos and still laughing. Still smiling, still helping the way you could. That's Kailash. जो कई लाशों के परे है वही कैलाश है. The one which is beyond death, the one who is beyond the corpses. सर कभी कभी ना आप वो पहाड़ के ऊपर जब देखोगे ना, you look at the snow-filled clad mountain, you feel like शिव ने भस्म लगा के बैठा हुआ है. He has smeared all the bhasm on him and just sitting there, just like that, looking at you. कुछ नहीं है वहां पे. Let me tell you, nothing is there, just like a mountain. It's just a mountain that you see. But if that mountain enters into you, then everything is gone. Because the moment I close my eyes, it appears. The moment I see anything, it appears in front of me. It's just like become a filter in front of my eyes now. That's Kailash. And I believe it is not only Kailash, any space that you go, especially the Himalayan ranges. The first and foremost thing that you will learn is when you stand in front of the mountains, you will feel how small you are. How small you are. And that very moment, the only thing that you do is you raise your hands and you say, nothing is in my control. Nothing is in my control now. You take over. And that's where you see the hands of Shiva carrying you across. Har Har Mahadev. That's Kailash for me. The unspeakable, the unshakable, the unmoving, yet speaking a million words without using words. Reminding you, I have been waiting. Whom do you belong? And when I was going through the horse, we are taking a lot of turns. And there are certain mountains where you cannot see Kailash. And the first time you see Kailash is as a Sparsh Darshan. I was saying like, chanting like just going on. And I was saying, तू सारे जहां का मालिक है इतना करम मुझ पे कर दे कैलाश के तरफ चल ना सकूं तो चलने के तरफ कैलाश कर दे द मोमेंट आई से दैट आई एम लुकिंग देयर समथिंग सेड टर्न अराउंड आई एम सिटिंग ऑन द हॉर्स इट सेज टर्न अराउंड समथिंग एंड आई टर्न अराउंड आई सी इट इज देयर ऑन माय राइट साइड so what did I lost is I was not looking at the Kailash but the Kailash has been looking at me from the moment I started my walk. So whether you see it or not, it has been seeing you. And the best part I can say is, it does not matter how many faces of Kailash you saw, Kailash has seen all your faces. आपके सारे मुखौटे उतर जाएंगे, आपके सारे रंग निकल के आ जाएंगे. You will experience all the kind of emotions out there. Sometime you are standing and some people are talking something and you become angry. And there are moments, certainly you are going through the place and you just look at the mountain and something is seen and you are standing there and you are crying. That's Kailash. Do you have a question? I have an answer. Answer is very simple. I don't know whether you asked this question or not, but the answer is for everyone. It is still waiting. वो अभी भी इंतजार कर रहा है. It is still waiting for you. हर हर महादेव. So thank you. I still could not put in words. Not possible. And if you can experience it in my silence, that's the best experience. Why not we just sit with a closed eyes for 2 minutes, 3 minutes? No saying, no talking, just allowing that to appear in us. May that soul dip into that Mansarovar lake and the mind becomes so still that the consciousness of Shiva appears in the form of Kailash in me now. With a simple question within you. Whom do I belong to? मैं किसका हूं और कौन मेरा है? So may that stillness be there in you. May that divine presence be within you. With this, I would like to bring a stop to this session, thanking each and every one of you for being here, for being in the group of the chantings, taking the name of Batuk Bhairav, doing the mala. And thank you for all the people, those who are taking up every Thursday to be the one who leads this process. And by looking at all of you, I see like, okay, yes. Can say like feeling proud. Yeah, so children have grown up well. So up until we meet up again, mostly this Sunday, always remember, look at the sky and ask this question. Whom does the cloud belong to? Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for listening with so much of patience. Thank you for being there. Till we meet again. Aham Brahmasmi. And thank you, Vineet, for sharing those beautiful stories, your experiences. I look forward to listening further more. Might be it is his way to bring those experiences to you. Because it's so empty within now. So very empty. And that emptiness is filled with Shiva. Thank you all. Shivoham, Shivoham, Shivoham.